welcome here. Today we're going to be doing another weekly meal prep. I love these videos. I love filming them because it really just encourages me to actually meal prep my meals, because I have noticed that when I don't meal prep or batch prep like in the beginning of the week, then my whole entire rest of the week is kind of chaotic and I'm trying to figure out what to make, and it's just sometimes overwhelming that I don't end up eating as nourishing of meals as I probably should. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be making some delicious tempeh. We're going to be making some sweet potatoes, some oatmeal bars, some muffins, lots of fun and exciting things for the week. So join me as I meal prep for the week. Thank you so much for being here. Now with that said, let's get meal prepping. So the first thing that I'm going to start off with is prepping my tempeh. My favorite way of making tempeh is to steam it first before I bake it or pan fry it. It really does make a difference. It softens up the texture and makes it, I think, much more enjoyable. So if you haven't had tempeh, then maybe try it this way, and hey, maybe you'll like it too. The next thing I'm going to do while my tempeh is steaming up is prep my potatoes. Now, I've shared in a previous video that I would much rather peel my potatoes than wash them and scrub all the dirt and all that stuff off. So it's a personal preference, but somebody did teach me in one of the previous videos. They left a comment saying that if you place a sweet potato in the microwave for like a few minutes, that it will soften up and make it much easier to chop, and that is so true. That's what I did, and it helped so much and just sped up my morning prep, and that was really helpful. So thank you. If you have any tips on produce or prepping or any of that, please let me know down in the comments, because hey, if it'll make my life easier, it might make somebody else's life easier as well. And for my potatoes, I just did some pretty basic seasonings, some salt, pepper, onion, and garlic powder, and that was that. Now that my tempeh is ready, I'm going to add it to a giant bowl, add some garlic powder, some onion powder, some paprika, and some cumin. I did overdo it with the cumin, but no problem. It just had more flavor. I did add some soy sauce, and if you don't want to use some soy sauce, then you could also use the liquid aminos by Bragg's, and that's pretty good too. That's how I had it the very first time, and it was so delicious. And I'm just gonna roast this in the oven along with the sweet potatoes for 25 to 30 minutes, just so that it gets all nice and crispy. And because I am a mom, I did end up slicing up some tempeh and some sweet potatoes and set it aside to steam up for my baby girl. That way I can batch prep her meals as well for the rest of the week. So today I'm going to be attempting to make two different types of muffins and some oatmeal bars. Now, I will link the recipes that I followed down below in the description box. And for the first batch, I'm going to be making some 4-ingredient chocolate chip oatmeal muffins. These were supposed to be bars, but I decided to just make some muffins just because, I don't know, I feel like it's easier. But yeah, you can make them into bars or into muffins. And this recipe was super easy. Called for some bananas, some vanilla extract, some peanut butter, and some oats, and that was pretty much it. Oh, and some baking powder. Forgot about the baking powder, but that was it. And they were super simple, and these turned out absolutely delicious. I ate, like, I'm guilty, I ate like 3 of them like right after they came out of the oven. They were that good, and I had to practice self-control because these were so good. I added some cinnamon powder just because I love all my things and desserts and stuff with cinnamon powder. I don't know, I just find it adds like extra flavor. Quick moment to introduce myself. My name is Millie and I share plant-based recipes, meal preps, grocery hauls, and things of that sort here on my channel. So if that is of interest to you, then please consider subscribing down below. That way you never miss one of my videos and you could get some inspiration on meals to prep for yourself throughout your weeks. And I focus a lot on easy, simple, quick plant-based recipes because that is what I enjoy eating. I am not one of those people that makes elaborate plant-based meals often. Very rarely do I do that. Most of the time I like to keep it quick and easy and simple and delicious because I'm a busy mom and you know my time is valuable. So if that is of interest to you, if those are the kinds of meals that you enjoy, then yeah, please subscribe down below, and that is basically what you're gonna find here on my channel. I just wanted to give you that little introduction, that way you know exactly what you are going to see here and what you could expect. But with that said, let's continue on with the video. Now onto the blueberry and oatmeal muffins and bars. Now this recipe I got from Instagram and I will link it below, but the proportions I found were off. I did try to double the recipe, and yes, this was originally supposed to be for just bars, but I decided to make some muffins as well. But I had to adjust the proportions for sure because it was off, but I added in just a lot more oats. For the muffins, I did add some baking powder, and that's kind of how it goes sometimes. You just kind of have to improvise. But what I did learn from this is that if I wanted to, I could just leave it as so without baking it, without the baking powder, and stick it in the fridge, and then you got some overnight oats pretty much for the rest of the week. So that's a tip for you if you'd like to do that, which I might be considering doing that for this coming week, is just making a large batch of overnight oats this way in a big container instead of doing individual ones. I think that would be such a good idea. But as you can see, I ended up adding just a lot more oats than I expected for this. But either way, they turned out really good. For next time, I will definitely add some maple syrup to my batch because I do think that they need to be a little bit sweetened for my taste. But of course, for a baby, then if you're a mom, then you could definitely make these for them too. And my tempeh and my sweet potato came out so perfect, super crispy, and next time I will definitely be making 3 packets of the tempeh because it is absolutely delicious. I like a lot of this after it was done cooking. It was so good. How my bars and my muffins turned out. I would say they turned out really good. I'm going to try next time to see if I can make them with blended oats instead, so basically oat flour, and I'm sure that the texture would even be better, but they were good. I would highly recommend them. So it's been a couple of hours and I finished the muffins, I finished my tempeh, my sweet potatoes, and those muffins, the chocolate ones, came out so delicious. As for the blueberry ones, because they were, you know, they didn't have any added sugars, it wasn't as sweet as I would liked it. So I think for my batch next time I will definitely be adding a little bit of maple syrup just to sweeten it up. So now we're going to move on to making the rice, the beans, the veggies. My baby's napping, so I have another hour to get that done. We're also going to be making some pasta. I made some tofu ricotta yesterday and hoping that actually ends up tasting really good in like a pasta. But we shall see, because I tried it just like that and it wasn't my favorite. I also wasn't a fan of ricotta even back in the day. I would rarely have it, so yeah, that's probably why. But I mean, the other people in the comment section of this specific video, which I will link down below, that they definitely enjoyed it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're gonna get to making this. Oh, and then hopefully today I have time to make some sweet Korean lentils, and then that will wrap up. Oh, and we're gonna make chickpeas. So I think a couple more things, but I hope that we're able to get it done within the next hour and a half. So wish me luck. Let's finish this off. Something that I do every week is I make a batch of rice or a type of grain as well as a type of bean, just to make sure that I, have the base of my meals ready and on hand. And I do make several batches of rice throughout the week for me and my husband. And this week I chose white rice and chickpeas. And one of the things that I really like to do when I'm batch prepping is multitasking. That's kind of how it goes, to try to get everything done as soon as possible. So while I boil some water for pasta, I'm going to be storing my chickpeas and making sure there's no little weird chickpeas and rocks in there. Gotta make extra sure that you're not gonna accidentally eat a little rock, because that would be no fun. Now, this is one of the most relaxing parts of meal prepping for me. I really enjoy chopping and dicing up all of my produce and making sure it's nice, cleaned and washed. I just really enjoy it. It's kind of relaxing, and usually I do it in the morning, but this week I ended up doing this while my baby was sleeping, and yeah, I felt a little rushed. So definitely mornings is my personal favorite time to meal prep. Do you have a specific day that you meal prep? Let me know down in the comments. I try to do it on Monday mornings, like very early, 4:30 in the morning, but sometimes I don't want to get out of bed, to be honest. So now I'm having to do it kind of rushed, which kind of sucks, but now I know how it feels like. So now I know, hey, this is my motivation to wake up early in the morning for next time. And my veggies, I love to prep two different types of veggie mixes. One that's just, either largely chopped or sliced up so that I could throw it into different meals. Like I could saute it with some chickpeas or in a stir fry or something. But I also set another one aside that is more of like just a general bowl salad topping, where it's just, diced up, not too small, but small enough. And I just add this to just about any bowl that I have throughout the week, just to make sure I'm bulking up with all the different colors of the rainbow, and that I'm adding in some extra, nutrients to my meals. And so this week I'm making some bell pepper and some cucumber and some onion. I feel like that's kind of the three that I always add to this mix, because you can never go wrong with it. And I wanted to make sure that I do get some different varieties of like veggies in, and I haven't had carrots in a good bit, I feel like. So I decided to cut some up, and I'm gonna add them to my little mason jar and add some water into it, and have these with some hummus that I picked up at the store. I wasn't making my own hummus for like 2 weeks, but then afterwards I was just like, okay, I'm gonna save myself this extra step and just going to buy it. So I've been buying it, and I just get one that I pick up at Trader Joe's. If you have been here for a while on my channel and you've gotten to know me, then you probably know by now that I love broccoli. Broccoli and cauliflower are like my favorite vegetables. So I always buy a lot every single week when we go grocery shopping. We love it steamed up. My daughter's the same way. She loves broccoli. She eats it all up. So yeah, I just love broccoli. Let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite vegetable? I feel like I've gotten also used to eating the same veggies. I mean, veggies, any veggies are good for you, but I want to expand my horizon. So if you have a suggestion or like a vegetable that people don't commonly use, and maybe I can try it out. Moving on to the pasta, my water has not fully come to a boil, and I'll tell you later, but I made a huge mistake with this. But I do enjoy the Ancient Harvest. It's one of my favorite pastas. I've managed to finish just about everything, and we're down to the pasta, which is boiling. I switched it, put it on my stovetop, and we're gonna start with the Korean lentils. So I'm gonna start prepping my ingredients. I'm gonna start chopping up my onion right now, and let's finish off our weekly meal prep with the last meal. For a quick go-to meal this week that requires just warming up in the microwave, it is going to be some delicious Korean lentils. This was one of the first recipes that I made when I first went plant-based over 3 years ago, and I have been wanting to make it, but I don't know why. I just didn't. But now I remember why I really wanted to make it again, because it's so delicious and super simple, just paired with some white rice and some broccoli. So good. But I'll leave the recipe for this down below. I found it on Pinterest. And this one is just, I'm telling you, super easy. So you should definitely try it. So for my pasta, I did add some baby spinach, and to be honest, next time I will definitely be adding some frozen, because I felt that just regular spinach, it ended up giving it a very, very heavily spinach taste, which is not my favorite, but hey, maybe it's yours. But then I topped it with some tofu ricotta that I had made the day before. I will link down below in the description box, and I enjoyed the tofu ricotta. I did end up adding some salt and pepper, and yeah, I mean, I did overcook the pasta. That was my mistake. If you don't make that mistake, you should be good. And I did add some extra lemon. Now I'm jumping back into making the Korean lentils after my onion had sauteed. That's kind of how it goes. I kind of just move around back and forth doing different things, multitasking, making the best use of my time so that I don't have to spend the whole day in the kitchen, because that is not fun. I want to be able to make my meals and then move on and do things that I care about, like being with my daughter and my husband. So definitely try to get through this as fast as possible. But please let me know if you prefer me to do individual preps for one meal, or if you like the natural way that I do it, of kind of showing you exactly how it goes throughout my meal prep. And that wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos like this, then please subscribe down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and leave me down a comment what other kinds of videos you would like to see from me. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye!